So what we have to do is what they did. They agreed to stop quarreling among themselves. Any little spat that they had, they'd settle it among themselves. Go into a huddle. Don't let the enemy know that you got a disagreement. Instead of us airing our differences in public, we have to realize we're all the same family. And when you have a family squabble, you don't get out on the sidewalk. If you do, everybody calls you uncouth, unrefined, uncivilized, savage. If you don't make it at home, you settle it at home. You get in the closet, argue it out behind closed doors. And then when you come out on the street, you pose a common front, a united front. And this is what we need to do in the community and in the city and in the state. We need to stop airing our differences in front of the white man. Put the white man out of our meeting, number one, and then sit down and talk shop with each other. That's all you gotta do. I would like to make a few comments concerning the difference between the Black Revolution and the Negro Revolution. There's a difference. Are they both the same? And if they're not, what is the difference? What is the difference between a Black Revolution and a Negro Revolution? First, what is a revolution? Sometimes I'm inclined to believe that many of our people are using this word revolution loosely, without taking careful consideration what this word actually means and what its historic characteristics are. When you study the historic nature of revolutions, the motive of a revolution, the objective of a revolution, and the result of a revolution, and the methods used in a revolution, you may change words. You may devise another program. You may change your goal and you may change your mind. Look at the American Revolution in 1776. That revolution was for what? For land. How was it? Why did they want land? Independence. How was it carried out? Bloodshed. Number one, it was based on land. The basis of independence. And the only way they could get it was bloodshed. The French Revolution, what was it based on? The landless against the landlord. What was it for? Land. How did they get it? Bloodshed. Was no love lost. Was no compromise. Was no negotiation. I'm telling you, you don't know what a revolution is. Because when you find out what it is, you'll get back in the alley. You'll get out of the way. Come on, man. The Russian Revolution. What was it based on? Land. The landless against the landlord. How did they bring it about? Bloodshed. You haven't got a revolution that doesn't involve bloodshed. And you're afraid to bleed. I said you're afraid to bleed. Long as the white man sent you to Korea, you bled. He sent you to Germany, you bled. He sent you to the South Pacific to fight the Japanese, you bled. You bleed for white people. But when it comes time to seeing your own churches being bombed and little black girls murdered, you haven't got no blood. You bleed when the white man says bleed. You bite when the white man says bite. And you bark when the white man says bark. I hate to say this about us, but it's true. How you going to be nonviolent in Mississippi as violent as you were in Korea? How can you justify being nonviolent in Mississippi and Alabama when your churches are being bombed and your little girls are being murdered, and at the same time you're going to get violent with Hitler and Tojo and somebody else that you don't even know? If violence is wrong in America, violence is wrong abroad. If it's wrong to be violent, defending black women and black children and black babies and black men, then it's wrong for America to draft us and make us violent abroad in defense of her.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Yeah, facts, Raw. You know what I'm saying? They could put it better than, you know what I'm saying, any of us could even today. But yeah, shouts out to Raw in the building. You know, and I'm not gonna be on here. I don't plan on being on here long. You know what I'm saying? I'm be on and off. I just wanted to come on here real quick. First and foremost, though, I want to show you this, though. I think the sister is still live here. Y'all should definitely support this sister because she's having like a very intelligent, fruitful conversation. And she should definitely have way more supporters. She's having a free Black homeschool webinar, you know, with a group of sisters. And this is the first time she kind of putting it on like YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So, this sister here, Queen Thais, she's doing big things. She's been doing it for like over 10 years and she having like fruitful conversations. So I think people should definitely support this sister and everything that she doing. You know, so I wanted to put that out there, right? Because you know, she's still alive, but I definitely wanted to like, you know, just highlight that, you know, to show that, you know, it's people out here doing something and this sister is doing something because we talk about education and she talks and she's actually, you know, has, you know what I'm saying, I know people that say they have their children in their school, you know what I'm saying? So, and from what I see from her, the sister look like she doing good things, you know. All right, and also, my good brother MD2, y'all should definitely subscribe to him. He kind of touched on like what I was kind of going to say, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really have to go too deep. Y'all definitely check out what MD2 has to say because it's truth, you know what I'm saying? Like it's facts and it's truth. You feel me? So I know that a lot of people may have a problem, right? Because some people may think I'm extreme and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people may have an issue, like, but the thing is, I'm not even extreme. I'm really not, you know what I'm saying? Like Raw, like Cassandra, MD2, like I'm learning from them, you know what I'm saying? But like I'm not even extreme. It's just that we are so lost in the game that we don't even understand the entire situation, right, that we are in. And I personally kind of get tired of hearing so much like just all I can say is goofy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even talk about it again because I just talked about that. But it's just, you know what I'm saying, real ridiculous. And I know that I kind of probably may rub some people off. They'd be like, oh, well, this just hate and all this other stuff, not realizing the situation that you are truly in. And that's the thing that I realized, you know, a lot of us are maybe willfully ignorant. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We get there's racism, we get the whole this and that, but we do not understand what it is to win. You know what I'm saying? What it's going to take. Like, even like what MD2 and Raw was saying just now, like with Black first, right? Because that means like who is second, right? You don't even understand that we don't even understand the real extremes of everything that it really takes. And I know some people I may, you know what I'm saying, like rub the wrong way because, you know, I just say whatever and they be like, oh, wow, you know, you focused on this. And they be like, I am racist, you know what I'm saying? Because it's Black people's thing to be like anti-racist. You know what I'm saying? And I can show you where the art of this anti-racism stuff against you. You know what I'm saying? Like Malcolm said, you know, if you talking about some damn nonviolence in Mississippi, right? Because we still don't have water in Mississippi, by the way. If you talking about some nonviolence in Mississippi, then what the hell are you talking about over in Palestine? You know what I'm saying? Like and this is for the people who are ignorant, because if you knew how to use like warfare and the art of all of these things and realize that there's no such thing as quote unquote anti-racism. Yo, what's up, Twin Pyramid? And so I get that, you know, when I say the stuff that I say, to some people, it may seem extreme, but it's really not extreme. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is like really like the kind of basics, right? Because even when I understand like this thing here is his own tool, is his own thing. You can't expect like whatever you can. And they be like, yo, why you on here if you whatever? Number one is 3 reasons I'll tell you off the top of my head, right? Number one, I'll be on here because I want to, you know what I'm saying? Number two, because you use it as the tool that it is to be educational. I know I learned if nobody else does, you know what I'm saying? It's here to be a tool that you use, right? And number three, you can meet people, the few and far in between or whatever, that are doing positive things, and it's up to you at that point to like link up or do whatever or try to push yourself. And we all have like regular lives. I get that, but that should be the part that really we don't understand. Like, yo, these quote unquote regular lives is not us controlling or owning any industry right now, right? And I get it. If we could like love, if the world was based off fairness and love, we would be in heaven. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not that way. You feel me? And I get you want to love everybody, but I don't know. Like, if you think what I'm saying is extreme, then we will always be in these situations. Because even now, like when I hear people talking about it, it kind of pisses me off. Like, just to talk about, like, yo, I can't believe it's 2023. Like, just to put it into context, when we hear people talking, you feel me? Or when I hear people talking, it's just crazy that we don't even understand. Like, we say so much basic stuff, like just basic stuff, but we don't actually do the regular things, and myself included, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the mentality of everything, you know what I'm saying? And yo, before I even show you, you know, because they be mad at this sister heavy, so I had to show this real quick, right? That sister Angel Reese, right? The basketball player. Now, you know, they mad because they taunted the white girl or whatever. This is real quick because this like kind of pisses them off. But they on this sister neck, you know what I'm saying? And like, yo, the hell with them, you know what I'm saying? But it's how they do in their institutions, and this is what it is, you know.
I usually don't speak much, you know, because this video ain't even like me, you know. It's just a video I made and posted. But you know, I made this video of Angel Reese like 10 months ago, 9 months ago.
When that stuff happened with that white girl,
it's crazy how much I'm seeing the same comment. Like, what is it, like 2.1 thousand comments on this video, and the hatred and bashing of this female athlete? Like, what is wrong with y'all, man? Like, why can't she just be her, man? You just be you. Like, I don't get the hate.
Now, and there's one thing I want to also show you, because I could never like run out of stuff. And I get that we get all of these things, even though we don't get it, because we talk about this stuff as if it is brand new. You feel me? And we just say, is there a way that we can love everybody? But also, I want you to see like the sheer numbers, you know what I'm saying, that they gravitate in, and how it's like a swarm, a cooperative swarm, where they put their resources together, right? It is never to be like, oh, look how they are. It's to like, see, get it together. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to explain anything, right? The art of trying to explain yourself will only end up with you with like a billy club to your head. You know what I'm saying? And this is some of the stuff they were saying.
Angel Reese, if you don't know who this is, they call her the Bayou Barbie or the Barbecue Barbie. She is kind of ratchet. She's been paid $1.7 million to not go into the NBA. What am I talking about? Well,
and by the way, she never did like actually well, y'all already know this, you know what I'm saying? All she did was taunt a white girl, you know what I'm saying, which is quote unquote ratchet behavior.
To not go into the NBA. What am I talking about? Well, most athletes aspire to going to the professional league in order to get the big bucks. But there is no money in the WNBA because after 30 to 40 years of trying, after getting subsidized by the NBA, every time the NBA plays a game, they have to take a pointers from half court, Steph Curry, all that economy goes away here. They're not getting any better education than they got.
All right, it's not really no point of going on because they really have the same talking point over and over. But it's really to show you, right? Because the disappointing part is that we are like, yo, well, I'm going to be this anti-racist who does something impossible, like get them to understand that I am a human. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still think you can make a killing selling I am a human shirts, but I have better hope for us. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they be mad at that sister, and I wanted to show you. All right, so let me show you this, right? I'm going to play this one. All right.
How did they become so good at this? In your studies, how did white people become so good at the strategy of oppression on many climates? It's not even like, well, we was good at this in Africa, but we don't know how to do it in Mexico. The consistency and the efficacy of their oppressive manners is so prevalent that I find myself ever so often being like, this got to be supernatural. Are they the aliens? Because they're the only life on Earth.
Oh, right. That's really well. You hear that, Rod? She's like, are they the aliens? That's what she's asking. They might be. They just might be. Rod's probably right.
It is so prevalent that I find myself ever so often being like, this got to be supernatural. Are they the aliens? Because they're the only life on Earth that doesn't, that the sun doesn't help.
Literally everything revolves around the sun, and literally everything in the universe. All right, so
because they're the only life on aliens? Earth that doesn't that the sun doesn't help. Is it culture?
Now that was the brother Ibram Kendi, who was a staunch anti-racist, but they call him the racist. You know what I'm saying? Which is the ironic part, right? But like, in their terminology, I think that ideology is problematic.
Some historians like talk about, the Dark Ages in Europe and how there was just so much war. When there's a tremendous amount of war anywhere in the world, what's going to happen is those people are going to develop better technologies to harm each other or to defend themselves. And ironically, that's why when we see all these movies about like pre-modern Europe, it's always about war.
It really is always about war.
Now, it's not a crack in the code, right? Now, it's simplistic, Yeah, most definitely. Yo, it's a genetic thing built into. It's nothing you can explain. It's no they fight each other. White on white crime has been going on since they've been on this planet. You know what I'm saying? We understand that. And I get what you're saying. What I say may be extreme, but the problem is we still in this damn situation. You feel me? And I get that some of it is fear. Some of it is not being educated properly. They installed the coon chip in us when we go to their schools, and you know what I'm saying? Then we get sick by like 50 and 60 after we'd enslaved away for like 50 some years. You feel me? Just to like pay them all of the money that we make. I get it, you know what I'm saying? I understand that we don't want to accept reality or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's nothing that you can explain or talk or whatever, right? What I'm saying is not even extreme. I'm trying to be like, take the high road with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because, I don't even want to say what I, said before, you know what I'm saying? But is only other one way, and that's like to start from square one. You know what I'm saying? So it's either this or that. Is no compromise. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no you extreme or none of that. You know what I'm saying?
It's always about war.
It really is always about war. You just
But-
cracked a code.
It's not
How
a code.
did they become so good at this? In your studies, strategy of
All right. Let me see. I don't know if he said something.
I read a book called Uncommon Wealth by Professor Kosha Koran.
oppression on many climates.
One of the answers might surprise you. Outsourcing. The same thing that is
Yeah,
destroying
there's no
industrial
surprise.
communities from the Rust Belt to northern England. I read a book called Uncommon Wealth by Professor Kosha Koran.
All right, so I guess you could watch this if you want to hear what he was saying, right? But one of the problems with this thing is like, and I think a little bit of that is seeking validation. You know, it is no question at this point. Like, the only question is, you know what I'm saying? Well, I don't think we're ready for the real question of what time, place, and you know what I'm saying, all of that. But the real question is, what the hell is you going to do, right? Or better yet, are you going to help the people who's already doing what they're going to do? But we have to like intellectualize and explain racism or whatever we want to call it to somebody else. And then I get why you get mad at me, because we need therapy like crazy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that is the self, and I understand all of that. But a lot of it is the ignorance and thinking that we're being smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're explaining these things in English, mind you. You feel me? Not in like Swahili or nothing.
Brilliant Ghanaian British historian that makes the case that the same structures of power that we use to conquer the known world are at this moment turning against the same people that it benefited in the first place. And I think it also helps explain the type of detachments.
All right, so yeah, he go on for a long time doing a lot of explaining, and I'm not going to say it wasn't quote unquote well said. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it was very well said. It was ignorant as hell, right? But this is the thing that we don't get, and this is why I know when people be like, "Oh, well, you just racist," you know what I'm saying? I know that things is wrong. You always whatever, right? It's not that I always do anything. You know what I'm saying? The problem is, like, we haven't been taught, right? We let the coon chip get installed into us, and then in a time of need, that coon chip starts alerting when you get a certain quote unquote wokeness, right? Because it's funny that they say all of this quote unquote woke stuff, but like, even that is stupid, because like, what's the opposite of that? Sleep. Like, we should be sleep. That's the cool thing to do, be sleep. Like, even what they say is stupid, yet we try to preach this quote unquote anti-racist stuff to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we try to be quote unquote fair and balanced. In a fair and balanced world, we probably be winning, right? But unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way, right? Now, I want you to see this, because sometimes people reach out to me, and hopefully it show the right one. All right, so now I'm pretty sure this is a brother, even though he says an indigenous person. You know what I'm saying? And this person sent it to me and somebody else, right? And so I want to say, and the thing is, right? Like, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I'm just on here, like, saying, some people put value and say like, oh, well, you could do this and do that. No, it's just a tool, a platform, you know what I'm saying? Like, that you use to like educate and try to get some enough people mad enough to want to do something. Although slavery wasn't enough to be fair, you know what I'm saying? And then what pisses me off though is like, sometimes when people reach out, I can't even like really do nothing but like show y'all, you know what I'm saying? And this is the problem, like, because what the hell are we supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know this one, and some of them I don't know, right? And I don't know who this person is. It could be somebody that be in here all the time. It could not be. You know what I'm saying? But the story is like I can't like vouch for it because you don't really see anything on it, but it's like common because you wouldn't probably see a lot of these stories that turn out to be actually true when I look at it. And it's like people actually reached out to me like and said, "Oh, this was my cousin, this was this," and then they like actually tell me stuff that be going on, and they be like, "Yo, thank you for like putting it out there," and I be appreciating when people like do that. You know what I'm saying? When I talk about some, and they be like, "Oh yeah, this was actually my family member." You know what I'm saying? Then some people actually reach out to me like, and I'm just a regular person. You know what I'm saying? That's what people have to understand. Like, I try to learn and do as much stuff as I can and do what I can. But at the end of the day, I'm still like a regular person. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Black Messiah is Black unity. You feel me? But anyway, so this person, they was like, his name is French Mason Bay. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm pretty sure this is a Black person. You know what I'm saying? But I want to just read it to you, just to give you an idea of some of the stuff that sometimes people send to me. And all the time, I can't know if it's real or not, you know what I'm saying? Or find anything on it. But usually you're not going to find a lot of stuff on a lot of things, But, this person said, it said, "Greetings. My son is being held unlawful in Newcastle Correctional Facility in Newcastle, Indiana. He was shot in the eye by an Indiana police officer in 2009 when he was 18 years old, and he has one eye and a skull plate covering his right frontal brain, and he has epileptic, having seizures. So he was arrested in 2017 for having narcotics pain medicine, and he was sentenced to 20 years, right? With a purposeful incarceration sentence. And he said, and it was due to getting out of community corrections in 2020. He completed his sentence without any incidents, and on March 28th, 2020, he suffered a seizure in his sleep at 2 a.m. due to not receiving his medication for over a week. Emergency response guards responded by tasing and developing chemical agents on him over a dozen times. And they broke 3 teeth in his mouth, and he was dragged till the skin was off both heels of his feet. And he was he was knocked out and placed on life support with kidney failure and heart failure. Said, by the grace of Allah, he pulled through and was immediately thrown back into the same prison. Miami Correctional Facility in Bunker Hill, Indiana. He filed a tort claim in January 2021 and was immediately retaliated against. On May 10th, 2021, he suffered another seizure in his sleep, and 6 different emergency response officers responded by tasing and deploying chemical agents on him, this time beating him, and broke his right hand and broke his skull plate covering his open brain. He was thrown into the hole on a filthy concrete floor without a mattress and refused to shower for over 5 days. He had reconstructive surgery on his right hand, placing pins and screws in July 2021, and is still currently in need of emergency surgery to replace his broken plate covering his head. So he said he's every day in great pain, and to protect him, so he said he should have been released, but the Indiana Department of Corrections keep transferring him from facility to facility while he continues to suffer in great pain and has not received any medical treatment or neurology since. It's been waiting on 2 CPCT time cuts that would bring him home. All right, so let me see. He has just sent in an appeal to the decision. Okay, the doc refused his time out because he could not work. So the doctor then grant him whatever. So I noticed his head is swelling and he needs a medical attention. And so they're saying they reached out to government officials, lawyers, and everyone, but they want other people to reach out, you know, to whoever so that their son gets medical attention. Right. And just to put it on there, right, they said my son is non-citizen national Cherokee tribal descent and should be protected against such tyrants. But I'm guessing that he's black, so none of that matters, right? You know, and that's the thing that we don't understand. Like, even if you want to say a tribe or whatever, but they say, please help bring him home, right? And like I said, right, for me, you know, it's nothing I could like personally just go out there and like do besides like, you know, tell people about it. And I guess they want to raise awareness for their son to put pressure on them to like give him medical treatment, I guess. And to, you know, that the problem is like, it's so many stories like this that is like factual, you know what I'm saying? And you can find the information. And sometimes people reach out to me and then they send me these kind of things, right? And you know, it is what it is. I understand, you know what I'm saying, why people send this kind of stuff, you know, but this is what I'm trying to understand. Like, as one person, it's like a suicide mission. I like into like you could do something, but it's like a suicide mission. But then there's a difference between being a suicide mission and being a martyr, right? But anyway. So, like I said, stuff like this happens sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes people send me shots out for even like talking about something that nobody really knows about. But the amount of stuff that happens on a daily basis, we couldn't even fathom. Like, you look at history, you couldn't even fathom any of it, right? And then you will realize that there's no need to explain. There is no such thing as going too far. Right? There's no such thing as anti-racism, right? It's only, you know what I'm saying, winning or not winning, eating or not eating. I should put it that way. You know what I'm saying? You eat or you don't eat. You feel me? You end up in these situations like where these migrants get food, where the poor and the homeless black people is left out in the cold, right? It's either win or you don't, right? There's no such thing as anti-racist, right? And so, I want to show you this, right? The art of anti-racist and what it leads to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's no offense to anybody who's ever said it, but I just think that slavery should have been enough. Jim Crow probably should have been enough. Emmett Till should have been enough. George Floyd should have been enough. Trayvon Martin should have been enough, but anyway, in this case with Ahmaud Arbery, right? So this chick here, who is this white bitch here, who I know y'all get offended because I talk about them all the time, but it's only because like they play both sides and we let them, because you're so anti-racist that you try to find it's really anti-blackness, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna go there because I'm really be extreme then. But anyway.
Has rejected a motion to dismiss misconduct charges against former Georgia prosecutor Jackie Johnson, accused of hindering the investigation into the murder of Ahmaud Arbery.
Now, Arbery, who was black, was murdered in February 2020 in what a federal trial later determined to be a hate crime killing by 3 white men. Johnson was the top prosecutor in Glynn County when Travis McMichael shot and killed Arbery, while his father, Greg McMichael, drove the truck in which they chased him down. William Rhodey Bryant followed the chase, recording the shooting on a cell phone video.
So here are 3 things to know about Johnson's charges. Greg McMichael is a retired investigator who previously worked for Johnson.
The indictment claims that she used her office to try to protect the McMichaels and told Glynn County police officers the day of the shooting that they should not arrest Travis McMichael. More than 2 months passed between the shooting and the arrest in Arbery's death.
Johnson's attorneys argue there is a lack of evidence to support the charge of hindering police, and she has pleaded not guilty. And she has pleaded not guilty, I wanted to say.
And today, First Coast News spoke with the family of Ahmaud Arbery. They say they are still waiting for full justice in his death.
And it's been going on 3 years now. His memory will never die.
Atia Collins joins us live. And Atia, you spoke with Arbery's
after the killing of Arbery, and they say that the holiday season does not get any easier with him. They say that their family will not find peace until everyone involved in his murder is brought to justice, and that includes former District Attorney Jackie Johnson. Now, this latest ruling in the case against Johnson means that she is one step closer to having her day in court.
I want 100% justice for Ahmaud.
While Greg McMichael, Travis McMichael, and William Bryan are serving life sentences for the 2020 killing.
And by the way, all right, that's why I say we need to redefine the words when he say we want 100% justice, right? Do we really want 100% justice? Everybody like, yeah, I can't believe it. And I'm also like, I can't believe it. But I don't think we want 100% justice, right? And that's just my opinion. But you know what I'm saying? This white girl hitting, oh yeah, Carolyn Bryan, she got to die peacefully. I should too.
McMichael, Travis McMichael, and William Bryan are serving life sentences for the 2020 killing of Ahmaud Arbery. Former District Attorney Jackie Johnson is a free woman, something that the Arbery family says keeps them from getting peace.
It's bad that we have to fight so hard to make these people in these top office be accountable for what they do wrong.
Johnson was charged in connection with Arbery's death in 2021. In May of 2022.
And look, I'm gonna be real. I think my definition of like fighting and like when we be like, yo, putting in work and all of this stuff, like this is like I said, like there's different forms of it. You know what I'm saying? Now this is just like media and it's correct information, you know what I'm saying, that you can look up yourself, but it's propaganda, you know what I'm saying? It's to show you, like, you know what I'm saying, the art of anti-racism, you know what I'm saying, where it leads you to. You feel me? But when we start saying some of these things, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't think we thinking it through, you know.
Says keeps them from getting peace.
It's bad that we have to fight so hard to make these people in these top office be accountable for what they do wrong.
Now, I remember, right, because when I was in school, like, people argue and then people fight, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes they be like, oh, there ain't no fight, you know what I'm saying? Like I imagine when people say that, it's like something like in the actual physical world, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's many ways that you could do something, you know what I'm saying? But like, and the better question would be, what is your goal? What are you fighting for? You know what I'm saying? Like your ultimate end goal. You feel me? Is it justice or is it punishment? You know what I'm saying?
Johnson was charged in connection with Arbery's death in 2021. In May of 2022, her attorneys filed this motion to dismiss, claiming lack of evidence. The state of Georgia responded with 16 phone calls between Johnson and one of Arbery's killers in the days and weeks following the shooting. Now, 20 months later, the judge has denied the dismissal, meaning the case will move forward through the courts.
I don't know what's the hold up with this. This should have been done way long time ago. They trying to prolong with themselves for so long for us to forget about it. You cannot forget about stuff just like this. It's going to ride us until we get justice across the board for her too. I just can't explain how hurt I am and how we still struggling with the loss of him. And we just want 100% justice, and we're going to get 100% justice because we are and we ain't going nowhere.
All right. I have to show you, and you got to forgive me, but I have to show you the art of anti-racism, you know what I'm saying? And this is no disrespect meant here, you know what I'm saying? Especially to the young brother, Ahmaud Arbery, who's doing this thing. And one other thing too, this whole individual thing, you know, I heard like Mike Brown or, you know, there's so many people that got like smoked, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it was Mike Brown's daughter. I heard her going on a thing saying like, yeah, I used to never think about like black stuff or all this justice stuff, you know, until it happened to my father. And then she went on to say like, and to be honest with you, I just want justice for my father, right? But the reason why it could hit home like being your father, is because we don't understand that it's not just us, right? We're not just individuals. You feel me? But anyway, all right. So my bad, y'all. But the art of anti-racism, because you hear him now, but I want you to hear him then. That's how y'all sound when y'all talk about, oh yeah, anti-racism. You go too far, brother. You racist.
Still are devastated because they missing a mind.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
Devastated.
That's right.
And so even though this is not a celebration, it is a reflection to acknowledge that the spirit of Ahmaud defeated the lynch mob. The spirit of Ahmaud defeated the lynch mob. The spirit of Ahmaud defeated the lynch mob. Marcus Aubrey.
Come on now.
Go on, Marcus.
Number one, I want to give all glory to God.
Yes.
Because that's who made all this possible.
Yes, it is.
Wait, you mean killing your son? You want to give the glory to God for killing your son because he made it possible? What in the? Oh, it's anti-racism. So.
Go, Marcus. All right. Go.
Number one, I want to give all glory to God.
Yes.
Because that's who made all this possible.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what car this is, boy.
I want to thank his mama.
Yeah.
And I want to thank my sisters and brothers. I want to thank my children for being strong through this rough time.
Yes.
Because I know it was hard what they had to deal with.
Yes.
And number two, I want to thank all y'all people, all the support y'all gave us. Because one of us ain't did this.
There you go.
Ain't no one side did this.
That's right.
God put us all together to make this happen. So ain't no one side.
Now, first of all, thank God for my son has died. But God done put us together. The hell? I don't know which God this is. This must be an alien God.
There you go.
Ain't no one side did this.
That's right.
God put us all together to make this happen. So ain't no one side. Tell what I tell you. God don't work one-sided.
Yes.
God work two-sided. All right, I'm going to put you here, I'm going to put you there.
Amen.
So y'all pull together and work this thing.
Amen.
So, hey, that's what it's all about.
Amen.
Because if one side wouldn't work, it wouldn't have happened.
That's right.
What? If one side wouldn't have killed my child, it wouldn't have happened. You're right. But this is anti-racism talk. Now, y'all ain't gonna say it like him. He just says it in a way more clear way, more intelligent than y'all. Because one of the things of intelligence is not to try to make it intellectual and talk for 20 minutes and lose. The point is of communication. And so I know what the hell you're saying, right? So I get your thoughts, you know what I'm saying? You break it down to me so I understand. So that's what he's doing. That's why what he's saying is more, he puts it in a more intelligent way than y'all put it. So this is what, he's just repeating some anti-racism sentiments.
God work two-sided. All right, I'm going to put you here, I'm going to put you there.
Amen.
So y'all pull together and work this thing.
Amen.
So, hey, that's what it's all about.
Anti-racism.
Because if one side wouldn't work, it wouldn't have happened.
That's right.
You had people working when you wasn't working.
That's right.
Come on. When you weren't working, you had people out here working, marching, going in these offices.
Yeah.
We conquered that lynch mob.
Yes.
We got that lynch mob. This history today, letting you know that black kid life don't matter. For real, all life matters.
Yes.
Not just black children. We don't want to see nobody go through this.
Amen.
I wouldn't want to see no daddy watch their kid get lynched and shot down like that.
That's right, Mom.
So
And see, I have to just flat out say it, right? I'm trying to even desensitize you to what Malcolm X said in the beginning. What is a revolution? A lot of you don't want to say that word because what is the real thing? Fighting ain't just marching up and down the street. You know what I'm saying? That's marching up and down the street. Fighting has a specific definition for a specific thing. You feel me? And when you say that I'm too extreme or anything like that, or why do you always talk about whatever? Why don't you look whatever? For real, all lives matter is what you're saying. You are saying what he's saying, right? Thank God, right, for all of this. I'd be in anyway.
That's right. For real, all life matters. All life. Yes. Not just black children. We don't want to see nobody go through this.
Amen.
I don't want to see no daddy watch their kid get lynched and shot down like that.
That's right, Mom.
And see, and the problem is, Khalid Muhammad said it best, right? Because I know this may really be too far if I just say it. So I'm gonna say what Khalid Muhammad said, right? Men, the women, the children, the babies. Why the babies? Well, because they babies gonna grow up to do the same thing to your babies, right? The Haitians said, okay, we're gonna let the white bitches slide, we're gonna let the children slide, we're gonna let the Germans slide, the Irish, or who the hell ever. And to this very day, right, they are in the situation that they are in, right? And this is a problem that we are not comprehending, right? This anti-racism, this fair, this love everybody. Sometimes, and that's why I'm glad the Shysters are showing you, and why I even played it so much, because sometimes, right, if you understand what a female host is, right, then you will understand what they produce. And sometimes you have to get desensitized to certain things, right? If you ever want yours to be protected, right? And you don't have to feel guilty because you didn't start none of it. You wasn't the one that kidnapped yourself with none of that stuff, right? Don't believe none of the nonsense that they be telling you. And they can come on here and challenge somebody about it, but they're going to have to be like specific about it, right? Because when we see what happened, they got kidnapped them damn selves. When they trying to sell somebody else, they got kidnapped too, right? It was always coons, and we still surprised by that. Why don't you make a game plan that incorporates, well, I know that this is going to happen. There's no way that they can actually stop us. If that, they can only really contribute, you know what I'm saying, if they try to send them in here. If you just carried out what you have to do on the correct way, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you want to use the anti-racism way, you know what I'm saying? The love everybody way. You love yourself enough to like handle what you're doing with your money, you know?
Not just black children. We don't want to see nobody go through this.
Amen.
I don't want to see no daddy watch their kid get lynched and shot down like that.
That's right, Mom.
So it's all our problem. It's all our problem.
Yeah.
So, hey, let's keep fighting. Let's keep doing it and making this place a better place for all human beings.
Amen.
All human beings.
Amen.
Everybody.
Amen.
Love everybody.
Love everybody.
All human beings need to be treated equally.
Mm.
We finna conquer this lynching. Today is a good day.
Yeah. Amen.
Ain't that something? Unfortunately, like what, 3 years later, it's not a good day. Again, it's too many not good days for that to be the good day. That's shows you, you know what I'm saying? See, he said it in a more intellectually way, you know, intellectual way than most of you put it. Y'all trying to sound smart, but you just said what he said. But we can understand what he's saying, right? Y'all say talk around the point and all this stuff. And for real, all lives matter, right? Now it's under question about human beings, as we just discussed earlier. But yo, that's the art of anti, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Now I want you to see this, right? The art of anti-racism and the effects of that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I got it. I'm gonna hurry up through it because I ain't gonna be on here long. All right.
Seeing you saw exclusively first on Local 10 News, a chaotic commission meeting that included the mayor's purse being searched by police. A Pembroke Park commissioner accused the mayor of having a gun. It is the latest political drama in this small town of only 6,000. And Local 10 News investigator Jeff White's here on this case again for us, live with it all. Jeff.
Now, this mayor had a sister, you know what I'm saying? This sister here, you know, it's the mayor. And this white dude here then called the police on her, talking about she got a gun, and had the black police captain or whatever. She don't even do searches. I'm pretty sure she ain't did searches in like 10 years or something. Like, had the sister doing it. You understand? This is the deranged anti-racist society at play here. You know what I'm saying? Because I personally don't believe that you can maybe you can destroy it from within, but you can't take the root out of something and change it. it's always going to be what it is. There's no way that you can do that, right? And there has to be like boundaries and stuff. See, we got to, that's why I go back to like pretty much the basics, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like elementary class, you know, because I understand, like, even when you listen to people talk, it's like, yeah, racism bad, you know, anti-racist and this, we need to educate and do this and do that and fight to do this and do that. But it's really true, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I hate to break it to us, you know what I'm saying? It's only one answer at the end of the day, and it's not anti-racism, you feel me? Because only you put yourself in danger with that. You might well be like, you know, go back to the nonviolent struggle, you know what I'm saying? But it was them putting their hands on them what got the change, you feel me?
Being searched by police. A Pembroke Park commissioner accused the mayor of having a gun. It is the latest political drama in this small town of only 6,000. And Local 10 News investigator Jeff White's here on this case again for us, live with it all. Jeff.
Calvin, the commission meeting was well underway. About an hour in, Pembroke Park's police chief interrupts. And what happens next is something we have never, ever seen in a meeting like this.
This is unprecedented, so I apologize for the interruption. Commissioner Jacobs, there was a call from BSO that you called.
I did.
Complaint.
Commissioner Jeffrey Jacobs had called the Broward Sheriff's Office, but he wasn't willing to talk about why on the dais in this public meeting.
It's inappropriate for being on the dais. So we can take a recess and you and I can discuss.
I don't know what the.
So I don't think we need a recess. What's the issue?
FDLE has already been notified as well.
There was a recess. Jacobs met with Pembroke Park's police chief and other staff. And when everyone returned,
The police have been called because there is an allegation by the commissioner that I have a weapon on me, particularly that I have a gun on me.
Mayor Ashira Muhammad allowed the chief to search her purse. Even the chief appeared uncomfortable.
I just want to put on record that you don't have to do this.
The chief.
Right. Like, even she like, yo, damn, like, I know I be wilding out, but like, well, I ain't gonna say she be wilding out, but like, damn, sister, you don't gotta do this for this white boy. But she's like, no, let me prove that I don't do these things. When really the whole time you trying to prove your goodness, your love, you know what I'm saying? You are overlooking the fact of they're anti-you. You know what I'm saying? While you're talking about anti-racism, they don't give a damn about any of that. They're pro themselves, you know, but now you're saying, well, that's racist because if I say that, I'm extreme and I'm racist. They're being pro themselves. Most grown people have childlike minds, and the Conquerors always know this. That's why they teach them unreal stuff, because they know they will find reason for no reason at all. Yeah. And unfortunately, that has to be said. And I get why, you know what I'm saying? But now you do live in the age of information, right? And at some point, like, you would see that every single time, like without fail, like we ran out of places in our back to get stabbed, you know what I'm saying? And you would know that everything is a tool or a weapon. Yo, what up, my brother Anthony? So yeah, this dude called the police on her, had the sister searching her, and this is the mayor and the police chief, and this fool sitting over here. So the whole time that we are trying to prove ourselves to them, we overlook that they may not be the same as you. You feel me? That you may not be able to reason with somebody like that. If you have a history of doing that, it's encoded in your DNA, right? You had to kill your neighbor, right, for food and stuff like that. You know what? Throw the baby with the bath water comes out. You know what I'm saying? Because they took a bath like once every year or something like that. And the baby, they all use the same bath water, and the baby, from oldest to youngest, like the man first, and the woman, then the children, from oldest to youngest, and the baby was always last. And they used to have the expression, don't throw the baby out with the bath water, because it was so damn dirty, right? But you still try to prove that you are an anti-racist, you know what I'm saying? That's why I kind of get on a lot of the brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like Anthony, like that brother, was it Lee or something, Conscious Lee or something like that, because in their terminology they are problematic, you know what I'm saying, and that it's weak, you know what I'm saying, like to be blunt with it is like weak, you know what I'm saying, and they're not gonna face like, you know, anyway.
Ahmed allowed the chief to search her purse. Even the chief appeared uncomfortable.
I just want to put on record that you don't have to do this.
The chief searching the mayor's purse right in the commission chambers. Commissioner Jacobs is silent, looking down as this is going on. The mayor clearly showing that there's nothing hidden on her body as well. The meeting continued, and Jacobs never says a word about it after. What did you do?
By the way, the mayor can't even bring, if the mayor can't get a gun, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if I want to live there, because you want to practice safety, you know what I'm saying, because once we realize that anti-racism will get you no damn where, you'll realize you have to damn defend yourself at that point, right? There's nothing coming to save us. We all we got, you feel me? And you ain't gonna convince nobody in the world to ever have your back until you have power. Then everybody gonna be like, oh yeah, we was there with you, or they need something from you.
After, what did you do? What did you say that would lead him to think that you even had a gun?
We didn't have any conversation at all. This isn't the first complaint he's filed on me.
Mayor Muhammad had plenty to say to Jacobs after being searched for a gun.
You have gone around telling people I've stolen money. You've gone around telling people I'm going to jail. You've lied and accused people of having affairs on this dais, and it needs to stop.
As we have reported, an independent investigation earlier this year concluded Jacobs, who is the former mayor, created a hostile work environment. He was publicly censured for his conduct.
We are constantly being beat down by one person on this dais.
As far as accusing the mayor of having a gun?
I think it's ridiculous, and I think that at this point, you need to seek professional help. Because I've never done anything to you. This has to stop.
Jacobs is absolutely silent, referring us to his attorney who didn't return calls.
Right. So, and they're saying, oh, this is something that has never, ever happened before. You feel me? And they can't believe that it's going down. And even now we have this, I am a human mentality, you know? All right, so I was looking for this. Nobody is talking about it, but they called it a quote unquote hate crime, you know what I'm saying? But this white boy, you know, called this young black girl a thing and then punched her in the nose, you feel me? And I'm showing all of this for a reason, right? Because they like, oh yeah, you too extreme. You always show it. You know why? Because what the hell are you going to do about it? You ain't going to do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? But try to turn a blind eye to this and then get into some drama or argue with each other or talk about something that's not really productive. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't talk about other people. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want us to do. You might well put on some blackface stuff, makeup and some tap shoes and, you know what I'm saying, start dancing. You feel me? Like, this is why I specifically and always go after this unapologetically. And I will always do that. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean, I ain't gonna say always, but I'm pretty sure.
People like to say racism's always there, but to be so loud with it is perhaps another matter. White student calls black student the N-word and then says, you know what, that's not good enough. Breaks her nose. Let's get into this one. According to the Kansas City Defender, in Shawnee Mission, Kansas, a shocking hate crime occurred at the predominantly white Shawnee Mission East High School, where black female student was.
They said, they asked Khalid Muhammad, why the children, right? Or kids, I should say, why the kids?
Viciously attacked by a white male student. The assault has left her hospitalized with a broken nose, and to add insult to injury, Bree, the victim, now faces suspension from the school for 5 days. The KCD does note the assailant has also been suspended. Well, said the N-word and broke her nose. Why go out of your way? Both teams played hard. Nothing to see here. Except she's in prison calling black students slaves. After their argument, the white female student walked away, and it seemed the students were peacefully parting ways. We're good, right? However, as they were walking away, a male student previously uninvolved aggressively shouts for Bree to shut the F up. Numerous student witnesses appear surprised and appalled.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile.
And Bree responds by asking, what did he say? Male student then charges towards Bree while repeatedly hurling the N-word. Kansas City defender with the details there. Okay, tough guy. Very tough and angry.
No, we're very angry. You know what I'm saying? They're just carrying out what they want to do, and there's no convincing otherwise, you know. By the way, I probably shouldn't even play this one. All right, now this little boy here, right, because we can't forget about the Spaniards coming in now, right? But they said he was assaulted at school and he was like, whatever. But all of that goes into everything that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, and MG2 put it like, you know, in a much more blunt way. Like, you know, we straight punks, you know, really we act like a bunch of B bitches, you know what I'm saying? We act like a bunch of bitches, you know what I'm saying? And we don't really do anything. And then you like, if you think that I'm extreme, then you're gonna be a slave forever. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even gonna play this one. All right, I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna play this other dude, you know what I'm saying? Because when I say, you know what I'm saying, like you probably gonna have to learn Spanish here in America, but they probably gonna have to learn Mandarin in Africa. You know what I'm saying? I'm just laughing to keep from crying. You feel me?
We need to talk about this story for a moment. A young Nigerian student has been brutally beaten to death by a group of Chinese men in the Philippines, all because he asked his boss, who is a Chinese woman, to pay him for the time he worked with them. So the victim, who goes by the name of Chibuikem Emmanuel, was said to be a student in the Philippines doing his master's, and at the same time, he was also working and trying to make ends meet. It was said Ikem also had a girlfriend, or his fiancée, named Diane, who is also Filipino. And on the 19th of October 2023, Ikem and Diane went to Cebu for a call center job. Ikem was recruited as a call representative, while his fiancée Diane was hired to be a recruiter. Since the call center company was a Chinese woman's own and happens to belong to a group of Chinese people, Diane's job was to hire Filipinos into the business. And everything seemed to be going fine. Everything seemed to be good.
All right, so her job as a Filipino was to hire other Filipinos into that business. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't her job to force diversity and say fair is fair and right is right. Her job was to get other Filipinos into there. But unfortunately, there's going to be a brother lurking around, you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes a sister lurking around, right? Trying to, let's be real, like escape who they are, because we all try to escape through who we are. That's why we talk about anti-racism, because it's not just one group of people, right? That's why it is black only, because at the end of the day, we all we got. Who the hell is second? You know what I'm saying? Damn sure ain't the Dino Sobins, right? Because I know people, and people probably get offended. Like, oh yeah, listen, all you talk about is like hate and all this stuff. Really? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I talk about, you know what I'm saying? Not the doing, but that's the B word coming out of us when we say it. I don't care when other people say it, but that's the B word, the bitch coming out when we say it, you know what I'm saying? And that's just to be real, you know.
Going well for the two of them until the 21st of October 2023, barely 3 days after they've been hired to work in this call center. That was when the trouble began. According to a Nigerian student who also worked in the call center and other Nigerian witnesses, it was said that their employer, that is their boss, learned that Ikem and Diane were involved, learned that they were dating, and reminded them that there was a strong policy against office romance, that their relationship is not exactly welcomed in the call center business. More like it was against work policy for two people to be involved. And it was suggested to them that one of them would have to quit so the other one can stay. But that arrangement...
I could guess which one would have had to quit and which one could have stayed.
would not work for Ikem and Diane because they really wanted to be together. They really wanted to work together in the same work environment. And so when that suggestion was presented to them that one of them had to leave for the other one to stay, Ikem said that they both would go, that they don't have to stay. Rather, however, for Diane, who was a recruiter who was giving and that was Ikem's.
Y'all can listen to this, but they ended up beating this brother to death. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's just so much stuff that you could say, like, just tribalism and all of the stuff that we be into. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't even get ourselves together, but we talk about some damn anti-racist stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll skip this because I'm about to get off of here. I want to play this one though, because this brother here, he was getting, harassed coming off a plane because he went to, well, not coming off a plane, but just because, you know what I'm saying? I was just showing you the arts of anti-racism. And then the white bitch came to the rescue and they finally let him off the hook. But I want to play this one for you for white nurses versus black nurses,
Do you remember those two cases a little over a year ago in Iowa where at two different assisted living facilities, residents wandered out during the night in the winter and were not found until the next morning, frozen to death? They happened back to back. Nearly identical cases. What's not identical, though, is the way that they dealt with the nurses in each of these two cases. And we need to take a look at this. These cases are nearly identical, but the way that they dealt with the nurses, polar opposite. I did a side-by-side comparison so you can see for yourself. In one case, the nurse, criminally charged with second-degree murder, will be going to trial later this year, is facing up to 50 years in prison. The other case, ruled accidental, not criminally prosecuted, got a slap on the wrist from the Board of Nursing. Her license is on probation for 1 year, and she has to do like 30 hours of mandatory education. That's it. Both happened in Iowa in different counties. One happened December in 2021, the other January 2022, just over a month apart, both at ALF, both with a patient that wandered outside during the night in the winter and was not found until the next morning, dying from exposure, hypothermia. Both nurses admitted to not following proper policy procedure in some way, shape, or form, whether it was silencing a door alarm or not doing the visual checks, like going in the room, putting eyes on the patient, doing rounding, that sort of thing. They both admitted to that. And in one case, it was even more egregious. I'll let you guess which one, where management also got the door alarm notifications sent to their phone every 5 minutes all night long and ignored them. So was there any other difference between the two nurses? Because their cases are nearly identical. Oh yeah, there was. The one that was criminally charged is black and the one that got the slap on the wrist is white. Yeah. If this isn't just another glaring example of why the criminal prosecution of nurses is so dangerous, then I don't know what is. It's dangerous for patients. It's dangerous for the future of the nursing profession. We're already seeing that. And now we have this. And it's been clear since, like the RaDonda case, that the nurses that are being criminally charged appear to be disproportionately BIPOC nurses.
Now, we could have already guessed that, you know what I'm saying? And the point is, right, I could play the same stuff, and if I like stopped for like a couple months, a whole bunch of other stuff would happen. And the fact that we still don't understand, and I get that, that's why I try to like, dumb it down and like make it simple, because we think that a powerful speech about justice but y'all gave a worse speech than Ahmaud Arbery's father. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might well be like, we got that lynch mob. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank God. You know what I'm saying? This happened today, right? I want to thank God for the fools who shot my son. You know what I'm saying? Because we got that lynch mob. That's what y'all are saying. I have to give y'all a dose, right? You know, I'm sorry, Raw. Raw doesn't need it, and Raw's the only one here. Maybe my brother Anthony. Y'all don't need it. Y'all don't need it. I'll skip it today. You know what I'm saying? I'll show this later just because. All right. So I do want to show this though. I'm sorry I had to use this dude video. I couldn't find it in time. But anyway, we had to show some kind of other way around stuff here.
Uh-oh. About to fight. Your best bet is to leave. Uh-oh. Two big mamas about to get it on.
That's full.
I feel the tension. Oh. Oh. Subscribe, Modisa.
All right, yeah. See this fool. See what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? This is probably an anti-racist fool too. You know what I'm saying? Because we just stuck in this reality of like nothingness. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's crazy that we are so lost in the game, right? To where if you hear me saying something, you think that I'm extreme. I am not extreme at all, especially on here, right? Because like the truth is just the truth, you know what I'm saying? And facts is just facts. But I'm not extreme in the slightest. You feel me? But anyway, like, I know we lost in the sauce. I'm a damn, this one is gone. I hope she ain't take it down because I was just gonna show a minute of it.
Formula for each of them. Each of them have different needs. Each of them have come here to do different things. And so we
all right, this is the sister Queen Thais, and she is actually doing great things. She got to school and she was just had a lot live, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm like, you know, more people need to go over there and listen to her, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to a lot of these other things. You know, like I said, I'm gonna be more extreme in some of the stuff that I'm saying, but she's putting in work, like actual work, you know. And so right, it's like she doesn't even go live like that. I think this was like she said this was like her first live. Her son encouraged her to do it, but she had a free black homeschool webinar that was live, and from most of the stuff that I was listening to, she was saying like really productive things, things that we needed to hear, conversations that really need to be had. You know what I'm saying? Instead of this anti-racist stuff, like understanding the truth about life. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to reach the minds of our children first and foremost, and that's why you're gonna have to be like desensitized from understanding the situation. And I don't even know how we can still be sensitive and have so much love, you know what I'm saying? I guess that's part of being a human being, you know. Oh yeah, I have to play this one part here because Raw might be right.
Strategy of oppression on many climates. It's not even like, well, we was good at this in Africa, but we don't know how to do it in Mexico. The consistency and the efficacy of their oppressive manners is so prevalent that I find myself ever so often being like, this got to be supernatural. Are they the aliens? Because they're the only life on Earth that doesn't, that the sun doesn't help.
Are they the aliens? It's a good question. It's a great question. But yeah, yo, you've been following the sister for a minute. Yeah, yo, she's the sister from everything that I've ever seen. She's been putting in work. I've been following her for like not as long as you and our brother Black Maggots, you know what I'm saying? But everything I see with her is just beneficial, and she like really putting in work. You know, I'm gonna play just a minute or two of some of her stuff. And like I said, she don't even be going live or nothing like that. She just happened to do this. And y'all support her and what she's doing. But she had like even this, she was like going in saying like talking about education, the benefits of it, how to do it, you know what I'm saying? All of that kind of stuff, you know.
when we recognize them as their own being, right? There's a certain honor and respect that we have to give to that. And then when we connect that together, right, we are educating them, but they're also enlightening us. They're making us grow in areas that feel a little bit uncomfortable for us, right? Which makes us stronger, which makes us more knowledgeable, more powerful when we have the support. So you want to make sure you're finding you a powerful support system that's authentic, right? That's non-judgmental, very important. And that is really for your well-being, right? And this is what I've created here at the Liberated Minds community. That has been my vision from day one, is that I want a community where we can all come together, where we can support each other, where we can, just whatever's needed. Like, each one teach one. Like, let's go. That type of thing. So this is what we're striving to create with Liberated Minds. This is I don't even know how many years now, 12, 13. I don't know. I don't even know. We've been doing this for a minute. So the next thing, this leads to the next thing I want to say, that when we don't address these issues, right? Sometimes we have to be willing to experience that short-term discomfort to avoid the long-term dysfunction. Come on now. Y'all feel me on that? We have to be willing to experience the short-term discomfort of dealing with this challenge of trying to figure it out, because when we just leave it leads to generational dysfunction. Y'all feel me on that? Let me know if y'all feel me on that in the chat. Please, please, please. It leads to long-term dysfunction, which is what a lot of us are dealing with now. Man, y'all got some dysfunction in your family? Man, look, I don't think there's any of us in here that's somewhere along the line.
Now, this is the thing, and this is wasn't even like a live on. She was not even on the live. She was doing a webinar with some other sisters, and she just like streamed it live, you know what I'm saying? So everybody could like hear, you know what I'm saying, what they talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'll just play like a minute more, then I'm gonna get off of here.
Uncles, cousins, grandmother, somebody, maybe right in our immediate family, there's some dysfunction going on. So all jokes aside, but how do we heal that, right? The attentiveness, first of all, the ability to accept responsibility for what that looks like. And then the will and the want to be able to seek the knowledge, right? Liberated Minds, we are full of resources. I'm letting y'all know. So if you're just new to the community, is this your first time connecting with Liberated Minds, welcome, Aquaba. But we are not here just to, to look cute, like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. We are really striving to be, that bridge for people who need certain, whatever it is that you need. Ain't no shame. You don't have to feel like, oh goodness, I don't want to tell nobody this is going on. It's pure love, right? So I want to say, this is what I was saying earlier, y'all, that the genius is in the joy. This is my little niece right here. I call her that's my niece. Yeah, that's my niece. And her name is Sierra. And big ups to Mama Umi. I don't know if she's anywhere in the building, but this is her baby right here. And she is in Brooklyn too. Somebody else said they were in Brooklyn. But anyway, I said the genius is in the joy, right? I want us to be able to recognize exactly what that means. That when our children connect with something from a spiritual place, from a happy place, think about yourself. Like when you're joyful and you're happy about something, it comes natural, right? And that's an innate thing. So we have to be able to find and stimulate those points of joy within our children. And we have to recognize that there's different ways of finding that. And so what the school system has done, and that's no knock on any powerful educators that are here, because sometimes if I say, oh, school system, they're like, oh, she's not in the school system, she's not going to be. No, I know there are many beautiful, powerful educators. I know a ton of them that work within the school system, and we need y'all there. So if that's what you're doing, we need you there, because, you are the loving ones. You guys become the saviors for those, who would have just fall by the wayside. So I give thanks for you too. So what?
Yeah. So, and listen, if y'all should definitely look at this. Now, she should have 1 million views on this one, right? You know what I'm saying? But I get it. Like, sometimes the people that is really putting in the work, like they stuff ain't out there, then of course it'll get blocked on their platforms and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But like when, like this is like this thing here was like even every part that I was listening to, she was dropping jewels like that this whole time, you know what I'm saying? And then other sisters come on talking about, their experience and, like what they're doing. And You know what I'm saying? Like the sister is like putting in a lot of work. And even this was an actual webinar, but she just happened to put it online, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, her son kind of encouraged her to do so. And that's why I also think that this is also a tool. Like, okay, why do I do this? Number one, because I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do? Right. Number two, because this is informative. I think it's important to have like your own information, you know what I'm saying? Your own propaganda, and to come from your mind first, you know what I'm saying? Black first and only, you know what I'm saying? Your since everybody be one, that comes from your mind, you know what I'm saying, and your perspective, because you can't have anybody else's perspective. And it's important because I learned from this. If nobody else does, I hope other people do. And number three, like there's actual people out there doing stuff. I would have never heard about this sister. You know what I'm saying? And not that, I know she may not have time, but like this is a powerful platform for her to like put her business out there. And I understand because there's a lot of other stuff that comes with it. But it's not only her responsibility, because it's our responsibility to support that. And I don't care about all the other people who just want whatever. I expect that. That's a part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be somebody coming in trying to stop you. Even when you delete all of your enemies, you know what I'm saying? It's still going to be something that's going to come trying to take the throne. So you always have to be ready. You feel me? And this gives us the avenue to be able to talk to people who are like it, you know what I'm saying? And learn from everybody else too, because it's just crazy how lost we are in the sauce. And even though some of us may know and see the same stuff, but like that's why a lot of people, like, no disrespect to them, but like Ta-Nehisi Coates and all of this stuff. That's why why I say some of the stuff to challenge your beliefs on having a strict like one person, one ideology, like, like sometimes you have to adjust and adapt your information to what's best for Black only. You know what I'm saying? I understand some people say Black first because of Marcus Garvey, and he was right to say that. You know what I'm saying? And it's now us 80 years later, because we can't discount the information that we have gotten since then to know that we are Black only, right? And we are all we got. You feel me? So that's the third important reason, so that the people that know that we are all we got, we can actually link up and do stuff. And I've met people who've helped me, who shared great ideas. And it's time for me to, like, you know what I'm saying, really try to do something, even though I'm learning every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But just doing this is not fighting. You feel me? When we say we fighting, what the hell does fighting mean? When we say revolution, what the hell do we mean? When we say justice, what the hell do we mean? You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to start, you know what I'm saying, defining the words like we supposed to be defining them. You feel me? But yeah, man, I'll let this sister have like some. I'll just keep gonna play a minute and let her have the last words. But shouts out to Raw in the building. Shouts out to my brother Anthony in the building. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of people get offended and they think that I'm extreme. I'm not extreme. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And if you think that I'm extreme, you are definitely a slave, and you're going to be a slave forever until you think I'm not extreme. Then you're going to think like, damn, you need to turn up more. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to let this sister have the last words, because like Raw, you put the answer in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Pick a time and a place and everything, especially the female host, coming forth from the female host, you know what I'm saying? Why? Like Khalid Muhammad said, you already see what their kids do.
With that being said, we want to focus on, developing their genius, but their genius is developed through the joy, through what it is that they love. So tapping into their passions, not their passion, their passions. There's so many things that they love, but we have to be very attentive and look at the different skills and the things that they're attracting them, and the things that they really light up about. Not just the, I know they light up about the video games and all that stuff, but not from that perspective. We got to look a little bit deeper into the soul, into the spirit. Like, what are they really, what really brings them joy, a smile, jumping up and down, or, just their interest level when you have certain conversations or you're teaching them certain things. Like, that's our job. We're like the curriculum spiritual architect. Like, we're going in and we're designing and we're planning based upon what we see. So what we're building for them is a reflection of who they are, right? And so we're giving them exposure, yes. And that's a big thing right now. That's one of my things. We're giving them exposure to the things that we see that bring them joy. So what are some of the things that bring your children joy? Put that in the chat. What are some of the things that bring them joy that you can see giving them more exposure to? Let me see. Let me read this right here. Okay. All right. Let me see. Come on, y'all. What brings them joy? What brings them joy?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Y'all listen to the sister live. She was going in this whole time. And that's a fact, Raw. Life is the master teacher. You see why I always be like, there ain't no master. And that's why a big part, even though even why I be like, when you be like Marcus Garvey or something like that, it's like, I'm not gonna say that this one thing is the master teacher. You know what I'm saying? They all teachers, you know what I'm saying? Like, life, all of it is the master teacher put together. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of it. You feel me? And they are there to be respected and to stand on their shoulders and take in, because guess what? We got the ability of hindsight, just like the next generation gonna see the stuff that I'm wrong about. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all subscribe to this sister, Queen Tahisi, Thais. I'm sorry. I'm going to put this in the chat. All right. So y'all can go to her page and subscribe and listen to it. Cause she was dropping jewels and spread it out there. Cause she's talking about some positive information. Let me put this in the chat before I get up out of here. But yeah, thank y'all, man. Shouts out to you, my brother Anthony. Shouts out to Raw. I couldn't even see this one that Raw had put in earlier. They be blocking your comments, Raw. All right, so yeah, I'll put it in the chat. And Raw, your other comment said, the God thing must hate we black people, him racist as the Caucasoid. That's a fact. God is racist as hell. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what's up, Cassandra? I was about to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? You should check it out, Cassandra. I was talking about a couple things, you know what I'm saying? Then I showed the sister I showed you earlier. And what she doing. But I wanted to talk about the people who talk about this anti-racist stuff, because Cassandra, she they think I'm extreme. You know what I'm saying? Cassandra go harder than me. Raw, MG2, and y'all subscribe and support Realm in the Bush all day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, thank you, Raw. I appreciate you for coming on here. And luckily, my computer ain't messed up until right now, but I appreciate y'all for listening. But at the end of the day, man, until we learn that we are all we got, you know what I'm saying, we ain't going nowhere. And we look weak as hell doing the stuff that we do. Oh, yeah, definitely, Cassandra. I appreciate you for coming through, you know what I'm saying? But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.